Hey, how we doing, everybody? Just after midnight here, so it's Sunday morning officially now when I'm posting these numbers. So you take a look here. It's been a while since I put up some numbers, so I wanted to get back to that. 308,000 cases plus, 13,000 deaths, and 95,000 recovered. I'm actually going to be flipping in between two different screens here when I show you these numbers, because like I said, they update at various points throughout the day. This is the Worldometer site, and I wanted to show you this one because you can see here the number of changing cases in the day, and you won't be able to see that on the next one, the more updated one. So you see here hotspots everywhere across Europe, and I even talked about that the last time I posted numbers, which was like a week ago. Stuff's really exploding. Spain, Germany, Iran, US, those numbers will be updated there for the US. You see the Netherlands, Belgium, Austria, everywhere it's really jumping off pretty bad. You see the numbers here in countries with less cases. Portugal, Australia, Israel, Luxembourg, Pakistan, you can go down the list. It's going to get to the point where they're seeing thousands of cases a day. It's just the nature of how it's progressed. We see it in every country over and over and over again. So you're going to see a lot of these countries here climb up the list to where they're looking like how we do now, where we're getting 1,000, 2,000 cases a day. And hopefully they're able to learn from the examples of all the other countries that have tried things to varying degrees of success before them. China, South Korea, Italy, France, Spain, the United States. So hopefully these countries have been paying attention and trying to institute their own measures. So now we're back to the more current numbers. Here you see the number of cases in the US jump by nearly 2,700 in a day. That's something I wanted to show you because obviously I realize most of the people watching this video were probably in the US, but if you're in any of those other countries, you've seen the numbers there as well on the previous screen. Now with that said, I've got a couple stories I wanted to share with you real quick here. So let's take a look at those. This story will be kind of a cautionary tale in a way, and I'll show you another story about how some people don't get it. They just think it's a joke. And I'm not saying I take it totally seriously like the end of the world is coming, but you'll see what I mean when I talk about the next guy. So this woman here, social worker 39, who was in good health, is found dead by her boyfriend while awaiting coronavirus results after first turning tests down to allow elderly to use them. Key points here: Natasha Ott, 39, died inside her New Orleans home on Friday, 5 days after taking a test for COVID-19. Ott came down with mild cold symptoms on March 10th, but turned down an available coronavirus test at her place of work, believing she was low risk. And now here we see that was the 10th, right? So 11 days later, we get the news that she died. It just shows you how quick it can happen. Ott's symptoms worsened over the coming days, and she went on to take COVID-19 test after feeling feverish and fatigued. Ott texted her boyfriend last Friday, saying she felt a little better and hopeful. She was found dead later that evening on her kitchen floor. Her coronavirus test results are still pending. More than 25,000 Americans have tested positive to COVID-19 and 308 have died. Now reading the text of this, it just rehashes what we had read above. 39-year-old woman who was in good health had died days after she was tested for coronavirus, after she initially turned down the test because she thought she was low risk. Now again, this is Natasha Ott here. Nice looking young lady. Ott, who was a social worker and a Peace Corps alumni, told her partner in a text message that it felt like a respiratory cold, and then she felt she had a tiny fever. More photos of them. Happy couple, right? It's unfortunate. It's sad. It says here she was able to obtain a coronavirus test through her place of employment, where she worked as a counselor for HIV positive patients. Again, somebody out there doing good things, right? It doesn't discriminate. It doesn't discriminate on age, no matter what you do, who you are, how good you are. It just doesn't discriminate. She said here she was young and healthy, like we read, so she passed on the kits so that more vulnerable individuals could have them. And that's definitely something you should commend people on. I mean, in the event that, it turns out where she didn't have it or she recovered, then definitely hero status. And again, same thing here, but you read stories like this and you're just like, wow, I mean, would it have been possible had she taken the test to help her in some way? Now, we don't really know how long the test results would have taken and what they could have done for her anyway. Maybe it would have ended up being a situation where she ended up passing anyway. That's the thing you always can't get back is time, right? Had she taken the test, perhaps there could have been intervention a little bit sooner. Perhaps she would still be hanging on, maybe be sick, but maybe they could have got her that treatment a lot sooner. So some more photos of her. It says here on Thursday, the 18th, Ott had said she was feeling better than she had in days, and Anderson, that was her boyfriend, came to her house so the couple could take her dog for a walk, although they maintained spatial distance from one another. On Friday morning, Ott texted Anderson, "Good morning, I love you." Anderson replied, "Morning, sunshine, how are you feeling?" A little better, and hopeful, Ott replied, adding, "The herbs seem to be working, so must have been taking some kind of tea or something like that." Throughout Friday, Anderson continued to send text messages to Ott, but they went unanswered. Hearing nothing back, Anderson went to Ott's home Friday evening. He entered the home to find her dead on the kitchen floor. "Seeing a woman I knew to be so full of life lying on the floor lifeless was devastating. I was afraid to touch her. I held her anyway," he emotionally wrote on Facebook. That's tough, right? Damn, man. Brutal. I mean, that really gets me. Hey, man, that stuff really saddens me. What can I say? I'm a wimp when it comes to this stuff, damn it. I got love for all those people out there who are doing good and trying to do good in life. So what can I say? Oh, goodness. All right. So much love and respect to her and to Mr. Anderson as well. You can't console somebody. What can you say other than to give your condolences? Cautionary tale in some ways, everybody. If you're really feeling like it's different maybe than the flu, in her case, maybe she didn't feel different. But if you're feeling something and you have a test available, I mean, it's a decision you got to make. She seemed like a very selfless individual. That's up to you to decide whether or not you're going to take that test or not if it's available. Now, that said, we turn from a great person, Natasha, to an utter piece of shit. Oh, there you see it, everybody. South Carolina man, 31, is arrested for using a fake doctor's note claiming he had coronavirus because he wanted paid vacation and forced his boss to shut down his company. Now, here's the key points. Travis Long of Inman, South Carolina, faked having the coronavirus. He was charged on Thursday with breach of peace and forgery, authorities said. Hey, congratulations, idiot. Long, who was granted $10,000 bond and fined $200, was filed by Sitel, looks like corporation. Again, karma, baby. You get everything you deserve, Jeffrey. If convicted of the multiple charges, he faces at least 10 years in prison. I don't know about all that. Spartanburg County Sheriff Chuck Wright said Long used fake doctor's note. Sitel Corporation, the call center where Long worked, closed for 5 days. Company spent thousands of dollars sanitizing building during closure. Long is then alleged to have visited local school where his children attend. School officials were panicked, fearing that he exposed others to coronavirus. What a fucking idiot. This is a Daily Mail article as well. You get the gist there from all of the headlines and key points. Let's scroll through it real quick and see if there's anything of interest aside from that. Look at this peanut head right here. What an idiot. God. He looks, I guess, how you'd expect a guy to look who would do something stupid like that. God. You suck, Jeffrey. Oh, brilliant. Here we go. Here's the doctor's note. And look at it's not even on. It's a VA medical center. He's a vet. No. Is that right? He's a veteran? Oh, fuck you. Yeah, it says there, Charles George VA Medical Center in Asheville, North Carolina. What a piece of shit. Oh, no, not a vet. It says here, according to Inman Police Chief Keith Tucker, the hospital Long claimed to have seen him was not even conducting COVID-19 tests at the time. What a dummy. Authorities said Long was arrested and booked into the Spartanburg County Detention Center. I went ahead and went through the rest of the article. It didn't mention anything about him being a veteran in there. I did take a look, and Inman, South Carolina, not familiar with it, but I am familiar with Asheville. Great place to visit, so I'd highly recommend getting out there. Much love to Asheville. They're about an hour apart, so it doesn't say anything about him being a veteran or not. Perhaps he thought maybe they just wouldn't check because he's listing it as the VA. I don't know. I'm going to assume he's not a veteran, even though he's using that there, and I was kind of tripping earlier in the video. You saw me. I'm going to assume he's not a veteran. He's just a piece of shit. We'll just leave it at that. We'll just assume he's a regular idiot who had a stupid plan. You have on one hand a woman like Natasha, who's always out there doing good for everybody, and what happened to her? It doesn't discriminate. But you have this piece of crap over here who's trying to take advantage of the system. He's that guy, like in one of my other videos that I'll post up, where there was a nurse from England complaining about the lack of fruit and vegetables on the shelves and everything. This guy here, he's that guy that would have got that vacation. Then on his vacation, he would have went to the store, bought all the rice, bought all the beans, bought all the boxed potatoes, bought all the toilet paper. He's that guy. I hope he gets everything that he deserves when it comes to that. Again, everybody, it just shows you the lengths that some people will go to. Some people are really good and they're doing their best, and unfortunately, we don't get rewarded oftentimes for that. And then there's jerks like this guy who just take advantage of the system any way they can. So thanks as always for watching my video. Hopefully you're all doing well, and hopefully this is an eye-opener for some of you. We need good individuals right now, and we need less bad individuals like Jeffrey. Take care as always, everybody. Thanks for watching.